What's the best free compressor plugin? I'll give you my top 7 must-have free compressor plugins. Hi players, I'm Carter at Avid Waves. If you want a better mix, knowing how to use compressors is key. Not every compressor does the same thing. Compressors have personalities. In fact, you should have several compressors and get to know what each one brings to your mix. Compressors give you more loudness without clipping. They smooth out peaks and give you more punch. A compressor is one of the most fundamental processors an engineer has at their disposal. We know them to be great at tightening up the dynamic range of a signal. In other words, making a signal more even and consistent in level. Thankfully, there are some really cool free compressor plugins available to help us improve our sound. And today's video, I'm gonna walk you through my top 7 must-have free compressor plugins. But before we do get to the video, if you like this kind of content all about pro audio equipment, please do subscribe and ring the bell so you will be notified about my future videos. Now, let's get stuck into some free compressor plugins. Number 7. Klanghelm DC1A. There's nothing quite like a simple compressor that just gets the job done. The Klanghelm DC1A is an awesome example of a free compressor plugin with just input and output settings to adjust the amount of gain reduction, and despite its basic interface, you can get everything from gentle, almost transparent gain reduction to heavy pumping and saturation. The 4 buttons on the bottom allow you to change compression, style, and engage a high-pass filter to avoid pumping on bass. Number 6. G16 Frontier. At first glance, the D16 Frontier has an obviously cool and sleek-looking user interface, but it sounds just as good as it looks, and it is capable of everything from light compression to limiting to soft clipping, wave shaping, and much more. Frontier is a highly capable and fun comp limiter worth giving a try. Number 5. Audio Damage RoughRider 3. RoughRider by Audio Damage remains one of, if not the most popular freeware compressors ever. In just over a decade of life, it's amassed over 500,000 downloads. There's a reason for that. RR3 is an attractive, easy to use, and feature-rich free compressor VST. If you're looking for a free comp with all the traditional controls like ratio, attack, release, this is definitely up near the top. Number 4. Klanghelm MJUC Junior. Klanghelm makes the list again with the MJUC Junior variable mu style compressor. And again, it's a simple input-output arrangement with an extra little switch on the bottom letting you toggle different attack release settings. Compressors like these have a ton of character and get you where you need to go fast and for free. Number 3. XFER OTT. OTT is a pretty cool, and it's a bit different from the other freebies covered so far. It's a free software recreation of what many dubstep and EDM producers use, which is an aggressive multi-band upward-downward compressor. It takes a bit of getting used to when you're coming from more traditional compressors. Number 2. M Compressor by Melda Production. The M compressor isn't just a simple one-dimensional compression plugin. It allows you to fully customize the shape of the graph, which gives you the opportunity to be really creative with how the signal gets processed. With such a high number of controls and features, it ends up being one of the most versatile compressors out there. But this means that the learning curve will be a bit steeper as well. The M compressor comes with the smart randomization features, which will instantly generate new settings, as well as the typical compression controls such as input, output, attack, release, RMS, threshold, ratio, knee size, and the different knee modes: hard, linear, and soft. Additionally, it allows for sidechain compression, which is very rare to see in free plugins. It can handle mono, stereo, and even 8-channel surround processing, which really comes in handy when mixing for films or movies. Because of all the features it has to offer, it certainly is one of those plugins that really can do everything. Number 1. TDR Kattelnikov. Contrary to most compressor plugins in existence, this one doesn't try to emulate any existing hardware compressors. Quite the opposite, in fact. Named in honor of Vladimir Kattelnikov, who was a pioneer of digital sampling techniques, this plugin is purely digital and uses complex algorithms to provide the best control possible over the dynamics with minimum added color. What sets Kattelnikov apart from most other compressors is its frequency-dependent ratio, which allows you to set a different compression ratio depending on the frequency, not available in the free version. A similar feature is the low freq relax that allows you to configure a high-pass filter for the sidechain, which makes the compressor react less to those lower frequencies, such as a kick and bass. And this one can be found both on the free and premium versions of the plugin. In other words, when using the low freq relax feature, you are effectively lowering the threshold on the lower frequencies. Another feature are the yin and yang controls, which add harmonics to the lower and higher frequencies respectively. Lastly, when processing stereo channels, you also have the option to only process the sum or difference channels, otherwise known as the middle or side. And you can even use 2 instances of this plugin to compress the mid and side independently. This plugin does a lot of things right. I honestly don't find a reason not to recommend it. Bonus: Compressor by WA Production. Compressor is an extremely powerful and incredibly dynamic parallel compression effect plugin that brings an amazing sound and feel to drums, synth, vocals, and anything else you can think of. This plugin is going to change the game and sound of the EDM industry. Compressor is packed full of incredible features like compress, mix, input gain, makeup gain, and bypass. By adjusting the compress knob, you increase the parallel compression that Compressor adds to the element from value 0 to 100. Bypass Compressor's effect on an element by flipping the bypass switch. Correct the makeup gain that is altered based on how much compression you add to the element by adjusting the makeup gain. Adjust how much gain comes in from the element by adjusting the input gain, and finally adjust
how much of conveyor you can hear on the element with the mix knob. The idea behind this plugin was, of course, parallel compression.
You can download these top 7 free compressor plugins down below. I know you're gonna love this next video, which is how to recreate the telephone vocal effect. Click on the screen right now to watch it, and I'll see you in the next video.